Thank you. Good morning and welcome. I would like to welcome all attending and those watching remotely to this meeting of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This is our first meeting of 2024, and we are located today at the board's headquarters in Menands, New York. I wish to thank all of those attending and those watching remotely for your interest in the operations and management of the UIAB. We are an adjudicative body with jurisdiction over disputes regarding eligibility and payments concerning New York State unemployment insurance. Thank you for your continued interest in this consequential work. My name is Geraldine Riley, and I am chair of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This meeting has been noticed. The draft agenda has been published. The minutes from the October 18th, 2023 meeting have been circulated to the members, and the public has been invited to observe in real time. This meeting is being recorded and will be available along with the minutes on our website at www.uiappeals.ny.gov. I would like to begin this meeting by expressing my thanks to all of those who have supported the work of the board and in addressing the many challenges that we face. I would like to thank the staff and leadership of all of our offices, and of course, and primarily, I'd like to thank my colleagues on the board for their work, encouragement, and support. For this meeting, I would like to again acknowledge the myriad technological innovations which the past year has brought. We have accomplished through the leadership of our Chief ALJ, Tracy Covey, and all of our principal ALJs and our director, Lee Brown, a remote workplace. You will hear more about these exciting projects during the executive presentations, but I can assure you that 2024 will be a year of technological advancement, which will change many aspects of how we do our work, all in the interest of serving our customers and our employees in a smarter and a better way. Virtual hearings, UISIM, and other innovations are on the horizon. As ever, it is my hope that this consistent schedule of board meetings presents a board that is proactive and accessible, and a board which aggressively addresses the 21st century challenges that we face or that we anticipate, and that we address those tasks with optimism and confidence in the skill and effort of our many talented employees. Each board member and each staff member is serious and interested, industrious, and engaged in their approach to the important work that we do, and I sincerely thank them for that. I want to acknowledge and thank our Chief Administrative Law Judge, Tracy Covey, who is based in Syracuse but is here today in Menands, and who has worked tirelessly to advance the board and our mission. Tracy assumed this role in a time of pandemic crisis and has led the board judiciously and so well ever since. I want to acknowledge Lee Brown, our dedicated and talented executive director, who is with us today in Menands. Lee is a beacon here, demonstrating leadership, fairness, and even-handedness, qualities which we all highly value. So thank you, Lee. And I wish to thank Principal ALJ for Appeals Christopher Tate, who is with me today in Menands, for his work in these very challenging times. Thank you, Chris. I want to thank Melissa Souza, who is taking minutes, and Nastasia Tripp and Paul Homan, who will be assisting with our technology today. This is Melissa's last day with us at the board, and we wish her well in all of her future endeavors as she leaves us to work for a promotion at the Workers' Compensation Board. Thank you for your service to the board, Melissa, and to our entire state. So thank you. Before the call to order, I would like to remind members, staff, and the public that our next public meeting of the board will be held Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. Thank you. Our first order of business is a roll call of attendees.
Thank you, Chair Riley. First, I will note that you are in Menands, and I will take the remainder of roll call. When I say your name, please say you're present and note your present location that is accessible to the public. Board Member Marilyn O'Mara.
Present, Menands.
Board Member Randall Douglas.
Present, Menands.
And Board Member Michael Greason.
I am present, and I am Brooklyn.
Thank you. Chair Riley, you have a quorum.
Thank you. With the quorum being present, we can proceed. Our next order of business is a reading and adoption of the draft agenda for today's meeting. Would you please take a moment to read the agenda, which has been circulated and published? Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. And is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Maryland. All in favor of adopting the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hearing no negatives, the agenda has been adopted. We now turn to the adopted agenda. Our first order of business now is to read the minutes from our October 18th, 2023 meeting and to adopt them into the record.
Madam Chair, I move that we waive the reading of the minutes and adopt them into the record as presented.
Thank you very much, Member Greason. There is a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and adopt them into the record. Is the motion seconded?
Second?
Thank you, Marilyn. All in favor of adopting the minutes from the last meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Those minutes have been waived and adopted. Next order of business is the executive director's report. Or is it the?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning. Happy New Year to everybody again. It's nice to see everybody. In our last board meeting, I shared that our ALJs benefited from the admin team rolling out our electronic case file, the ECF Transmission Initiative, by creating the PDF that the ALJs have utilized to hold their remote hearings and increase the opportunity to increase their remote days from 20% to 40% per week if they so choose. This has continued to evolve, and in February, the judges are moving to a statewide model in managing hearings. With that evolution, the admin team plans to roll out a statewide calendaring initiative and statewide inventory initiative. With Chair Riley's support, Chief Administrative Law Judge Tracy Covey and I have been working closely to move to a statewide model where and whenever possible, as it helps us to manage our focus on the fair distribution of work statewide and to compensate for shortages in the workforce. The statewide models for work and work management allow us to hire the best candidates available with fewer geographic restrictions. Our modernization projects continue to progress as our BSA team, ITS, and outside vendors continue to work through the remaining issues. Our first day of virtual hearings will be held on March 4th of this year. ITS needed time to ensure system adequacy, and we wanted to make sure we had time to provide in-depth training to personnel and marketing to introduce the system to our stakeholders. We are preparing for a demo presenting how stakeholders will use our virtual hearings to be posted on our website February 2nd. As a recap, the virtual hearings will allow parties to attend their hearings by video, and they will also have a telephone call-in feature for parties who do not have internet access. This system will record all hearings and will be the official recording of our hearings. The Unemployment Insurance System Improvement Modernization Project, UISIM, is on track, and our Train the Trainer training started in September, and there have been some training at the end of October. Our facilitator and end user training will begin in February, and the remainder of the Train the Trainer training is being planned for April. Here, actually, in our location, which will be nice. We're getting Wi-Fi, so it'll be a lot of fun. User acceptance testing, the UAT, and the system integration testing, the SIT, continue to progress as expected. In staffing news, our judicial and administrative staffing level is presently at 105 employees. We will welcome an administrative employee on February 2nd, a legal intern in Manans on February 15th, and a new hire group on February 15th, a new hire ALJ group on February 15th. 2 will be in Brooklyn and 1 will be in Buffalo. We are waiting to hear back from a candidate for Manans, and we are awaiting a candidate that will begin in April in Hauppauge. Another legal intern is also possible. We are awaiting DOL approval on that. Calge Covey, the principal administrative law judges and the senior administrative law judges conducted a significant number of interviews in November and December to find our incoming ALJs. We also promoted William Friedman in Rochester to a senior administrative law judge, well-deserved promotional opportunity for him. And We also just recently posted 2 more senior administrative law judges over the past week for some more well-deserved promotional opportunities. Attrition continues. Cal, Covey, and I will continue to identify opportunities to promote continuous recruitment for our ALJs and build from the solid recruiting foundation we worked so hard on in 2023. This year, I started the weekly newsletter, The Week at a Glance, with a focus on enhancing our well-being and developing or continuing, depending on who you are, our mental, emotional, and physical health for the welfare of personnel. Studies show that the benefits of continued wellness and health of personnel, their happiness at home and work, resilience in and out of the work, and quality of their life pay off. It will be a challenge to find something weekly, but it's a challenge I wanted to do because I believe it's an important topic for our people. As always, I'm open to hearing feedback on what people want to read. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lee. I do have to congratulate you on the Week at a Glance, which is something I think we all look forward to, and it has a very light but still very serious attempt at engaging the workers with recipes and photos and contests, and I think it has been a real success.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I have to agree. It's wonderful. I look forward to reading it, and I'm glad you're focusing on the health, mental health, physical health of our employees, and you're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I agree as well.
Thank
I'd
you.
like to commend you as well. I enjoy reading it, and it always makes us feel connected to each other.
Oh, good.
I
I'm
think that's
glad.
important.
Yeah, excellent point. We are 8 far-flung offices, but it manages to bring us together, so thank you. If there are no other comments, I would entertain a motion. Is there a motion to accept the director's report and incorporate it into the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Marilyn. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Michael. All in favor of accepting the report, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing no negatives, the report is incorporated. Thank you. We now move on to the next item on our agenda, which is the report of the Chief Administrative Law Judge.
Good morning, everyone. On a personal note, I would like to wish a Happy New Year to all of the board members and everyone else in attendance. I hope this year brings you and your families happiness and good health, and of course, the Bills Super Bowl win. As Chair Riley stated, 2024 will be another year of technological advancements and improved efficiencies at the UIAB. As Executive Director Brown stated, we will be launching our virtual hearing system on March 4th, 2024. This will be a big change for the hearing section, as the system adds a video component to our hearings. It will also streamline our process by having parties log into the hearing via computer or telephone instead of being called on the telephone by the judge. We will soon be advertising this exciting transformation on our website, as Lee stated, and we will be sending out flyers with our hearing packets to inform stakeholders of the change, along with the demos and the other things that Lee has mentioned. This year, we also go live with the computer modernization project that you've been hearing about for quite a while at this point. That will update our entire UI system. We've already been seeing demos of that system and are starting to receive training on it. We're looking forward to discovering the efficiencies and the positive impact on our work that this new system that these different updates will bring. We also continue to move forward with updates to the bench manual, and we'll release a revised chapter on voluntary quit by the end of the month. A new misconduct chapter should also be published by the end of the first quarter. And I'm happy to announce that we will now be offering CLE, or continuing legal education credit, for significant portions of our new hire training, which is a new development this year. Moving on to our federal quality review for the lower authority cases decided in the third quarter of 2023, we again had extremely high scores. The 20 randomly selected cases had an average score of 99.08. All of the cases achieved a passing grade, and 16 out of 20 of them received a perfect score of 100. All the judges and auditors continue to do exceptional work and remain dedicated to our mission. And we're currently conducting the federal audits for the fourth quarter of 2023, which I will report on in our next meeting. Our judges are also doing very well under our rigorous internal quality assurance program. For the third quarter of 2023, 137 hearings were audited under this program, and our error requiring remedy rate was only at 5.8%. Again, this is another example of the exceptional high-quality work being done by the judges at the UIAB. Now, while our quality remains exceptional, low staffing levels continue to negatively impact our ability to meet USDOL acceptable level of performance markers at the lower authority. The validated data as of December 2023 shows that the lower authority average case age is 44.9 days. This continues to rise above the acceptable 30-day level. We're also still not in compliance with the 30 and 45-day time lapse markers. In the fourth quarter, approximately 9% of the cases were decided within 30 days, and 30% of cases were decided within 45 days. These numbers should be at 60%, 3%, or 60%, 80% respectively. As Lee mentioned, we are implementing a statewide calendaring and supervisory plan to strategically utilize our current workforce, and we're hopeful that this will help mitigate some of our timeliness issues. As I will mention in a moment, increasing staffing levels is also a top priority this year. Now, on a positive note, the higher authority continues to meet USDOL acceptable levels of performance standards. Validated data from December of 2023 shows that our average case age at the higher authority was 33.24 days, which is under the 40-day USDOL marker. Thanks to your continued hard work and the hard work of the higher authority ALJs and seniors, inventory at the higher authority continues to remain low with no appreciable backlog. So good job, everyone. As I've previously reported, and as I mentioned earlier, low staffing levels. We have lost a significant number of judges to retirement and other employment opportunities over the last few years. In 2023, 15 ALJs either retired or left for other opportunities. We are currently at our lowest staffing level in recent history, with only 32 ALJs and 18 senior ALJs. We have extended offers of employment, as Lee stated, to 4 candidates who will be located in Brooklyn, Buffalo, and Hauppauge, and are waiting to hear back on 1 additional candidate who would work in Manans. We are excited to bring these individuals on board on February 15th. We're also posting additional positions shortly, and we'll keep searching for qualified candidates to fulfill our critical mission. We're also committed to engaging in recruitment efforts when opportunities arise, and are excited to be bringing on legal interns in the upcoming months. On a final note, I would also like to acknowledge Melissa Sousa for her work for the board. This concludes my report. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present you this information.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Quite informative, with some really very encouraging news. I think when the UIB adopts virtual hearings in March, that will be an incredible improvement in the way we provide services to our customers, but also it will increase the efficiencies of our judges, and I hope it will make their job a bit easier as well. But it's a tremendous accomplishment. So thank you for being part of making that happen, Tracy. The report was quite comprehensive. We are struggling, of course, with staffing and recruitment like so many other state agencies, but we are making our mark, and we are hiring, and I think that will continue. So I have to thank you for that as well. Are there any other thoughts or comments on Tracy's report?
Just say again, Tracy, thanks for the job that you do in recruiting replacement. It's got to be a struggle. It's struggling no matter where you look. People are looking for help, and it's hard for me to fathom, because I remember when I first started in state services, and everybody was begging to get in state service, and now you in county service, town service, and now you can't fill the position. So I know it's a lot of hard work, and it's very frustrating for you, but you're doing an incredible job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Michael, did you have a comment?
No, I was just agreeing with Randy. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michael. All right, then is there a motion to accept the Chief Administrative Law Judge's report and incorporate it into the record? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. And is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Carolyn. All in favor of accepting the report and incorporating it into the record, please vote by indicating aye.
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 Hearing no negatives in the opposition, the motion is passed and the report's incorporated into the record. So thank you, Tracy. We're moving on, and our next item is the report for the by Principal ALJ for Appeals, Christopher Tate.
Thank you, Chair Riley. I'm going to report on several cases handed down by the Appellate Division in the fourth quarter of 2023. The first is matter of Frankel. That was decided on November 30th. The site is 221 Appellate Division 3rd, 1397. Here, the court affirmed the board's decision holding claimant ineligible to receive benefits from July 27th of 2020 through November 15th of 2020, and from December 27th of 2020 through May 30th, 2021, because he did not comply with registration and certification requirements. Claimant filed a claim for benefits in January of 2019 and certified for and received benefits through July 2019 when his benefits were exhausted. In April of 2020, he attempted to file a new claim and ran into difficulty, but ultimately on June 24th, he was advised that his application was submitted. That claim was backdated, and he certified for benefits for 2 weeks, the last of which being March 29th of 2020, and received benefits. After further efforts to certify for benefits and ongoing related communications, his certifications were backdated for several months through the week ending July 26th of 2020, and he received benefits for those weeks. Claimant spoke to a Department of Labor representative on July 28th and thereafter assumed that he was not eligible for additional unemployment benefits and did not contact the Department of Labor or certify for benefits from that day through July 2nd of 2021, when he was contacted by the department, and his certifications were again backdated for the weeks ending June 2nd through July 4th of 2021. The court found that claimant did not ask about eligibility for benefits during his July 28th, 2020 phone call with the Department of Labor representative and did not attempt to certify for benefits with the department or contact the department to inquire about his eligibility for benefits during the relevant period following that call. Citing a matter of Joshi at 197 Appellate Division 3rd, 1492, the court held that substantial evidence supported the board's conclusion that claimant's mistaken belief that he was not entitled to any further benefits did not constitute good cause for his noncompliance. Matter of Martinez was decided on December 7th, and that site is New York Active Lexus 6382. The court affirmed the board's decision disqualifying claimant from receiving benefits because he voluntarily left employment without good cause. Claimant worked as a teacher's aide for the employer until August of 2022 when he quit his position in order to become a full-time student and earn his bachelor's degree. Citing matter of Lee at 190 Appellate Division 3rd, 1170, the court held that resigning from a position in order to pursue academic studies, while commendable, constitutes a personal and non-compelling reason for separating from one's employment. Matter of Johnson was decided on December 14th, and that site is 2023 New York Active Lexus 6493. In this case, the court affirmed the board's decision holding claimant ineligible to receive benefits because she was not totally unemployed and had reasonable assurance of employment. Claimant worked as a primary project associate for a school providing one-on-one support for elementary age children. Her union position was governed by a collective bargaining agreement in effect through June 30th of 2021. For the 2019-2020 school year, claimant was contracted to work 3.5 hours a day, 5 days a week during the 10th month school year at a set hourly rate, which was scheduled to increase for the 2020 through 2021 school year under the terms of the collective bargaining agreement. During the COVID-19 pandemic, school was closed to in-person instruction as of March 16, 2020, and claimant was not required to report to work, although she continued to be paid her contractual wages through June 27th, which was through the end of the school year. On June 1st of 2020, the employer sent the claimant a letter intending to provide her with reasonable assurance of continued employment for the 2020-2021 school year. Claimant received the letter, and in September of 2020, she resumed working her part-time position 5 days a week. Citing matter of Chin at 211 Appellate Division 3rd, 1263, the court found that as claimant was paid her full salary for her 5-day-per-week part-time position, substantial evidence supported the board's finding that she was not totally unemployed. On the issue of reasonable assurance, the court held that despite the uncertainties created by the pandemic regarding in-person instruction, the employer sent claimant a letter in June 2020, as it done in prior years, providing reasonable assurance of continued work for the 2020-2021 school year, regardless of state-mandated closures. The court noted that the economic conditions of claimant's employment were governed by the collective bargaining agreement then in effect, including the contractually increased salary. Citing matter of Overacker at 213 Appellate Division 3rd, 1127, the court concluded that substantial evidence supported the board's finding that claimant had reasonable assurance of employment. And finally, matter of Cologne was decided on December 14th, and that site is 2023 New York Slip Op 06420. In this case, the court affirmed the board's decisions holding claimant, a linguist, to be an employee of a company that provided foreign language interpretation, translation, and/or transcription services to private and government sector clients. The court found that the company screened potential linguists, such as the claimant, by advertising for linguists and asking them to submit a resume detailing their linguistic experience. The company set the hourly rate unless the linguist was successful in negotiating a different rate. Linguists were required to give the company 24 hours notice if unable to perform an assignment. Once the company determines the linguists that were suitable for a particular client, the company blasts out emails to those linguists qualified for an assignment based on their skills and/or their location. From the linguists that indicate they are available, a company coordinator selects a linguist for the assignment, generally based on location, who is first to respond, the hourly rate of the linguist, and the client's leads. If the selected linguist later declines the assignment, the company requests notice and finds a replacement linguist from its roster. Complaints from clients can be directed to the company and can result in the linguist being removed from the company's roster. At the end of the assignment, the linguist is required to submit an invoice reflecting specific information, including the date, pay rate, and time spent on an assignment, along with the company's verification of service form. The company also handled billing and collection of a fee from the client from the linguist's assignment, at which point the linguist is paid by the company. Citing matter of Patsis at 204 Appellate Division 3rd, 1278, the court held that an organization that screens the services of professionals, pays them at a set rate, and offers their services to clients exercises sufficient control to create an employment relationship. I'm not going to go report.
Thank you very much, Chris. As you noted, all of these cases are affirming the decisions of the board, so I do want to congratulate you on the excellence and the leadership you've demonstrated in really ensuring that the board is always consistent in the quality of the decisions that we are able to reach. And it's nice to see that we have been affirmed in those decisions. So thank you for that. And I also wanted to acknowledge that your leadership in reaching the federal timeliness metric. So because our own appeal board has been reaching that metric in timeliness. Thank you for that. Are there any other comments or thoughts on these cases? Okay. If not, then I would entertain a motion. Is there a motion to accept the report and incorporate it into the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. And is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Michael. All in favor of accepting the report and incorporating it into the record, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Hearing no negatives, the report is accepted and incorporated. Thank you. We now return to our agenda, and there is a category other that would also assume new business. Is there any new business, or are there any other discussion points to discuss now? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second for a motion to adjourn?
Second?
Thank you, Michael. All in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hearing no negatives, the motion is accepted and this board meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.